BTMreview.com here with the Walking Dead podcast. I don't even care what this episode's called. It's the finale, so that should be enough for you guys. I mean, there's a bajillion things to talk about here. I think, first off, I'm Aaron, Todd, and Pat. I think we all might have different opinions about the episode leading up to the end, and then we're probably going to be like-minded when it comes to that last 30 seconds or whatever. But, this episode, to be honest, Todd, I already know you feel differently about it, right?
Yeah.
But me, I actually felt, I have some grievances. Let's just ignore the last minute of the show. I'm going to ignore that for a second. I had some little nitpicks about it, but they weren't anything major. Like, it was overtly sappy, right? The whole Eugene and fucking Redhead hugging, crying together. The whole episode played off like a video game to me. It was that rat race, the cat and mouse thing. This path doesn't work. Well, let's go find another path, like Super Metroid or something. It was really weird. It didn't bug me as much as it probably bugged you guys, because I can imagine watching that in live TV, how many commercials there were in between that shit. It's like you watch a whole string of commercials, and then you get to watch Rick and them go down another dirt path in that RV to be blocked off. Okay, bunch of commercials. Hey, let's try this path. Same shit. I didn't experience it with commercials, so for me, it didn't bug me that much. But, they marketed it as a 90-minute episode, and then I saw how long the actual episode was without commercials. It was an hour. So essentially, they gave you an extra 10 minutes, but I heard they gave you like 20 more minutes of commercials. It sounds like an onslaught.
That, and you had a 10-minute shitty monologue at the end of the episode.
Well, hold on. You're jumping ahead again. I just want to say, let's get the beef of this episode out of the way. My nitpicks are going to be very similar to what the last 4 episodes were. My biggest gripes, like I said, the shitty exchanges between, everybody's kind of the wishing you well. I'm coming, Rick, whether you like it or not. All right, thank you. And everybody's just kind of banding together, and fucking people that shouldn't be hugging and crying together are hugging and crying together. It is what it is. Eugene being the sacrificial lamb, giving Rick the bullets, recipes to make bullets and all that stuff, and the whole you earned your keep type thing. Whatever. But the biggest thing for me was the whole Morgan and Carol thing once again. That's been my biggest gripe the last few episodes is Carol all of a sudden turned into a bitch. The way her character changed makes no sense to me. It seems so off kilter. It seems so unnatural because we already watched her arc. For her to crumble now makes no sense for me personally. Absolutely none.
And that, and the fact that they leave Father Gabriel in charge when they're just going to the Hilltoppers to get help from Maggie.
and they had that exchange with him too. Rick, you can trust me. I trust you. They had that one-on-one with everybody. It was like everybody was coming together, and I get it. They were kind of building up to, like, if you take out the last scene of the show, it kind of had a very series finale feel to it. Had a lot of. It felt like that. Obviously, if you watch the last scene, it's not. But the whole thing kind of felt like that, where everybody was sort of coming to terms with each other, and it was kind of odd. Or at least, hey, we're preparing to go into battle, and we're gonna a lot of us might not be coming back. Only, guess what? Nobody fucking died. I guess somebody technically died, but nobody died. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. But I'm saying, like, nobody died. Like, this is absolute bullshit. I just knew Carol was gonna fucking bite it. I knew Carol was gonna bite it. I thought Morgan could have dealt with. We got to deal with Morgan's bullshit more.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't understand it. But overall, up until we got to the end, minus commercials and all that shit, which I didn't see, I think they actually did the suspense thing pretty well. For me, anyway. I didn't mind it. But
for
yeah,
a season finale, though?
For me, it was fun.
It was a mad dash to the finish, and I agree. It kind of had this series finale type feel to it, where we're trying to tie up as many possible loose ends between characters as we possibly can. The Abraham and Eugene thing. So you almost kind of figured Eugene was kind of leading himself into his own death. So I just thought the entire thing was kind of heavy-handed with how they used the dialogue with it.
The same thing with Abraham and Sasha. I want to have a family. I'm ready for that. That also was another cue. Okay, is Abraham going to get it? And I kind of think that was almost intentional, like, because they were giving those cues on everybody. Okay, who's going to get Negan's bat? Now, let's just kind of fast forward. What did you guys think about? We're not talking about the very last scene. Up until that scene, what did you think, Pat? That's what you thought. You just thought it was heavy-handed and everything.
I thought it was heavy-handed. I thought it most definitely did not need to be an hour and a half long episode for what they were trying to do.
Yeah. No, exactly.
And a lot of the shots just went on for 30 seconds too long. What was the point of a lot of it? I didn't understand it.
the whole time I was watching, I was thinking about, man, the people that if I was watching this on live TV, I'd be pissed because like I didn't bug me that much without it, but I still couldn't help but feel that with commercials interlaced every 5 minutes, this would be really fucking annoying.
You know, and watching it live too, I looked down and it was 9 o'clock already. So I mean, I guess it went relatively fast, but at the same time, I just had that feeling like, all right, let's get on with it now.
Mm-hmm. Now. And I already know what you think. You already said it. You spoke to me prior, Todd River. You think that it was just boring. You didn't think it was worthy.
Well, no, I mean, absolutely not worthy of the finale. And I just everything about it, like, it didn't keep my interest. Like I was saying on Facebook, it's one thing to like prior seasons we've gone out with a bang, you know.
But the thing is we all knew it was working up to this big climactic scene. So to me, the whole episode was just kind of serving that scene that we all knew was coming, and the introduction of this Negan guy. And to me, the episode presented a finality about it. It had that kind of vibe to it, so I was okay with it overall.
But they had the opportunity to actually make it good by killing off some of the main characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Even prior with Carol and
no, they should have. They should have. Now, did anybody else notice how even Abraham's fucking lines were all forced in this one? Like, all right, are you running out of lines now, Abraham? What do you say, like dick nuts?
Dick nuts, or whatever the fuck he was saying.
Shit nuts, dick nuts, everything. And I don't know, and everything about it was tired. But anyway. So, I don't know. Like I said, overall, I felt the suspense of it without commercials. You know, the whole idea of, okay, all these paths, they're blocked off. You know, I get it. It kind of put me in the place a little bit. Like that would be a little scary, right? And they're probably you can't even go back at that point. They're probably all surrounded. But so when we get to the big thing, the Negan thing, that was a really long scene. At least they gave it some time, which was okay. I thought the scene itself did suspense really well. I thought the whole last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, however long that last scene lasted, was actually really well done. And I even liked Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I know, Todd, you were kind of knocking him. You don't like it. I thought he was great. I thought he did the thing real well.
Everybody's sucking him off. I don't understand.
I thought he actually showed, because we haven't had any real characters in the show in a long time.
No, the governor. He doesn't beat the governor, though.
But listen to me. I'm saying the last time we had a character like that was the governor, where he actually had sort of an iconic look to him, and you could tell he was, on a level with Rick, and he was actually had some substance. All these other people, these Dwights and these people we see, the fucking wolves. Don't even get me started about that fucking throwaway thing. That was a big just detour. I mean, nobody in these. There's been no like valuable characters anyway. So when I saw him, I'm like, okay, this guy has a presence. I thought the delivery was great. I thought they did suspense really well. You know, he had them all lined up, and it was dragging on. I thought it was dragging on in a good way, though. I don't know about you guys. The whole eeny, meeny, miny, mo thing. I thought they did it really well. They just, the whole time, I'm thinking, please don't fuck it up in the last second. Don't do it, because we all predicted it. It was like, is it going to fade to black? Don't do it. And they did it. But other than that, I thought it was really well done. They just fucking blew it. They absolutely blew it, and I thought it was dumb because it wasn't even artistically the right choice. It wasn't even like people are pissed because they wanted more. It wasn't one of those cliffhangers, like, oh, you son of a bitch, I can't wait.
They pulled the Glenn dumpster fire again. Same thing.
It was dumb. It was the who shot Mr. Burns, who shot JR bullshit.
It has been cheap pops all season, and they continue with it, and their justification of it is even dumber than, they're actually doing it. They said, the director of the episode said that he didn't want to leave. He negates his own argument, saying that he didn't want to leave this season with anything kind of with a main character death because it causes too many questions. Well, we already know how many fucking somebody fuck. Hey, it's ridiculous. He said it himself in an interview. So where he completely negates his own stupidity. Hope because the mouth breathers who watch the show and actually enjoy it will just take it for what it's worth. That because when we have a finale with a main character death, it changes the characters too much. So the fact that all the characters changed all at once and that everybody's helpless kind of just puts everybody on the level playing field, which is just a complete load of bullshit. Because basically, from the looks of it, they just don't want to sit there and say, okay, this is the person who died, in fear of pissing off part of the fan base.
It was a ratings gimmick. I'm sick of these ratings. Like I said,
it's called in the industry, people, jumping the shark.
It was, and like I said, I mean, I would, if they're gonna jump the shark, then give me fucking a cameo by Arthur Fonzarelli. Give me Henry Winkler. If you're gonna go full blown shark, make it absolutely laughable. Give me the Globetrotters.
At least get Potsy or Ralph Mouth.
You know how fucking hilarious that would have been? They would have trolled us, and when that trailer opened up and it was fucking Henry Winkler as Negan and not Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Like, oh fuck yeah, whatever.
Probably would have looked better in the leather jacket.
That's what I'm saying. So at least I could have respected the self-awareness that they're jumping the shark, you know.
Hey, Mr. C, nice trailer.
Yeah,
so were you a big fan of Negan then, Pat? Because I really couldn't feel him at all. And his baseball bat thing, it really didn't do it for me.
Well, you know what? Really quick though, before you say something, the whole time I couldn't help but think with all this, with the baseball bat and all this talk about the New World Order, I couldn't help but think Sting did it better.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, who's this fucker?
Where's fucking Hollywood Hogan?
I thought Sting was going to come out of the rafters, man. But
it was.
Yeah.
I just, for all the build up and for all the anticipation that we had waiting for this character to come out, we knew it was going to be Jeffrey Dean Morgan. We've all but anticipated the fact that we're only going to see him for a brief period. I don't think his entrance was as memorable as everybody on the internet's jerking it off to be.
I agree.
I really don't. And I try not to look at it from the point of view of just, I'm just hating on the show. But even then, at the same time, I was literally just sitting there just like, okay, here's the Negan part. All right, there's Negan. All right, he hit somebody with a baseball bat. All right, that thing we saw on the internet a couple weeks ago was right. All right, this is bullshit. And then that's the end of the episode. I guess when it comes to a context of antagonists that we have on the show and him being yet the newest alpha male personality that we're having to introduce, it didn't necessarily miss the mark for me. It's just there's not that much of him to really base anything off. It wasn't, and the thing of it is because you saw so many headlines saying how ungoddamn believable the Negan entrance of the Negan episode is going to be, and all the dorks sitting there saying how epic his entrance is in the comic books, and I'm watching this, and even if this is anything like the source material, what a goddamn letdown you nerds have been reading over the past couple of years with this shit. Why do you people do this to yourself?
For me, it was okay. I actually liked the dialogue. I thought it was well written. The whole thing, because it's not.
We're getting close to pee-pee pants territory.
Oh.
Is anybody found the pee-pee pants territory yet?
I just think the whole casting with Negan wasn't the greatest. Like, I don't know. I was fighting with some people online. I was trying to think of like some good villains, like who could have played Negan, and the guy who came to mind for me was Terry Silver from Karate Kid 3. You know, with the ponytail, or else Crisp from Kindergarten Cop.
Fucking Crisp from Kindergarten Cop.
He'd be awesome, dude.
He's fucking old now. How about Dolph Lundgren? Dolph Lundgren. It's a nice bat. Yeah. Can I have it? Yeah.
There's so many other good characters. I think would have been great.
I think he's fine. I didn't know this fucking Negan character from Adam. So to me, he was fine.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem threatening at all. In my opinion, he doesn't.
But you know,
he doesn't seem as ominous as the governor does. Yeah. He doesn't seem...
I would hate it if he did, though. I would hate it if he was just like the governor.
Yeah, but isn't Negan supposed to be even more of a bigger badass than the governor? Or are we supposed to
big bad? Yeah, and he's got a lot.
So are we supposed to have empathy and actually like the Negan then, or are we supposed to just absolutely hate him outright? Because all he's really presented as is just the leader of another group who is bigger. The group is bigger, and at this point they have the upper hand because they were able to bottleneck the Rick's group, and they outnumber them, and that's about it. And the stories they've heard from how much of an asshole he is.
Well, the fact that they said they're going to let him go after they kill one person is just fucking ridiculous, I think.
Well, here's my opinion on that. I got this actually drives me crazy because what they did at the very last minute of that fucking scene, they defeated the purpose of what I thought the whole scene was, right? The whole scene was that, I get it, this Negan guy presents himself and he caused the confidence and the unity of their group to crumble. They were all scared. I liked it. I like how Rick was losing it. He did it. He's like, that whole group crumbled. He showed authority. He instilled fear. I'm like, he tore them apart. So... And they've been marketing for a whole fucking year. Not quite a year, but a long ass time. This season, this build up to this guy, and then what was going to happen. And for them now, when they end it the way they did, cut to black, it doesn't help the scene at all. Actually, it destroys it, because had they showed who he killed and ended it after that and showed everybody's reactions, to me, that's enough. It's like, wow, they really wanted us to hate this character. That would make people hate that character. That would be enough of a cliffhanger. But I'm saying, when they don't show you who they killed, all this hate we were supposed to have for Negan is going to the producers. Like, nobody's talking about hatred for Negan, the people that are pissed. Everybody's just saying, fuck you, AMC. Fuck you, Scott Gimple. I mean, like, because I don't care. I'm not scared of this guy anymore because I don't know. I just don't want to fall for it again. It's like, now I bet when season 7 comes around with the premiere, it'll probably show you everything that we should have saw on this episode. It'll probably, start a minute before we got somebody killed, and it'll probably show us now. And that's just not good enough because we were promised that, all but promised that on this episode. It's fucking stupid. They just, I don't know, they destroyed what they were trying to do, basically.
Well, it's getting killed. I mean, everybody hates it, which is great. So
it is good. It's fucking. Well, here's another thing too. Do they really think they're going to be able to keep it a secret for 6 months?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's going to start coming around that they're filming. You're going to have different tip-offs. You're going to have people. Oh, these people were seen on set. They never keep. You can't keep secrets this long on the internet. So basically, they're not even going to have their big shocker moment. They should have just did it while they had it. I mean, they just can't. That would have been enough. That would have been enough of a cliffhanger to show, even if they did the first-person view thing, and then they exited the whole shot with the helicopter view of who he fucking nailed and what he looked like. That would have been enough. It would have been an oh my God moment, and then bam, wait 6 months. That would have been enough.
And the fact that people are comparing this to Game of Thrones is a fucking joke with the whole Jon Snow thing.
Yeah, because if you don't know that Jon Snow's coming back, then you're stupider than AMC is, and you should just go suicide yourself altogether. Jesus Christ! Look at the goddamn name of the story: A Song of Fire and Ice, Targaryen Snow. Figure it out, you morons. It's not difficult. Fuck.
I just can't believe we had an episode that was marketed and hyped up so much about a big person dying, and we didn't even get a B player that died. That's absolute bullshit.
We didn't get any player that died. And I'm with you when the fact that they told us somebody's going to die. And yeah, again, okay, technically somebody did die, but I'm in complete agreement with the fact that we would have felt more heinous hatred towards Negan if we would have known the identity of the character that he killed. Now, say he killed Rosita, we wouldn't have hated him as much as if he killed Glenn, or as much as if he killed, if Carol was there, or even Eugene or Abraham or something like that. Somebody who is empathetic or we feel sorry for and whom we feel doesn't necessarily need to die. So now you almost get bored with the fact that now that we're going to come back to you, be like, oh yeah, we're going to find out finally who died. Great.
What bugs me though too is also that I was telling Todd this before the podcast, but now see they blew their wad. They had their big finale. So now when we come back to the season premiere, now I get the feeling, well, we already blew our wad. We don't need it anymore. Now it's going to be someone like Aaron that died, because now I feel like they're not going to waste an A-list player on an off-screen death. I feel like that pisses me off more than anything. And I don't even get Negan's logic. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, why would you let Rick live? Why would you let their leader live? You want to tear a group down? Fucking take out the leader.
Yeah, you want to kill a snake, you cut the head off. Mm-hmm. So
cut the head off, and then everybody else, then his followers will crumble and be more apt to.
Oh, they'll join the club. Yeah,
that's what you. Do. That's the kind of guy. That's the kind of guy I kind of figured he was, because clearly he goes through all these different groups of people, and then he shatters them by killing whoever's in charge, and then that's how his fucking thing grows. That's exactly how I pegged him. These people that'll sniff his ass and fall in line. So it just made total sense for him to fucking kill Andrew Lincoln. It didn't make sense for him to kill Carl, because it's like, why would you sit there because I don't care if he started beating up Carl or killing Carl. Even if Rick was going to get even if everybody was going to gun down Rick probably would have lunged at him and taken a bullet or two. So that doesn't make sense. You should have killed Andrew Lincoln. And then, okay, if you're not going to kill their leader, why even ask who the fucking leader is, by the way? Who's the leader? Okay, why ask? Because it's like, if you're not going to either kill the leader or kill his son, why ask? I don't get it. But anyway, if you're not going to kill the leader, which is what you should do, then you'd think at least kill Abraham, because he's militant. You could tell he's kind of a force. He's not the kind of guy either that would probably bend over. But watch, he didn't kill him. He killed Aaron. I don't think he killed a woman, because all the comic nerds, like I said, they kind of spoil a lot of for us. But I guess in the comics, it's not in his character. He won't kill a woman with a bat. So
oh my God.
Yeah. He's got a code, I guess. And they're not they're not going to kill Maggie because
feminism got to him.
well, they're not going to kill Maggie because that would have been a waste of a miscarriage thing. Why even give us that drama of a miscarriage if you're just going to kill her?
That's true.
No, it makes more sense to kill Glenn and then her be left with a miscarried baby in that depression. That makes more sense. But
they wouldn't waste it on Glenn though.
well, I don't. Who knows? I mean, but it's more likely
Eugene's got it.
it's going to be Eugene. Well, it's his big redemption, right? It's his fucking big redemption. Now, I'd say Morgan was the one that needed to be crucified and redeemed, but he's not even there. We got people like Tara, Morgan, Carol that aren't even anywhere near the fucking vicinity. And none of us talked about Morgan's big awakening where he killed again. Because no one
cares. Yeah.
It got overshadowed. It was totally stupid. I'm totally fucking done with that. But you're right. I mean, I guess if I had to put money on it right now, it's not going to be Maggie. They're not going to kill her.
It's not Daryl either.
It's not Daryl. Well, he got shot. That saves him. I mean, that whole thing saved him. They're not that clever.
Hell to know they're not that clever. If anybody actually thought he was dead, you again need to kill yourself.
We predict everything on this damn show.
Obviously, it's not going to be. It's not going to be Carl. It's not going to be Rick. That's obvious. They gave that to us, and it's not going to be the women. Judging by the nerds, I'll trust them. They've been kind of right so far. So it's not going to be Rosita. It is not going to be. It's not going to be Maggie. Like I said, she's got the fucking baby issue going on. They're not going to waste that. So that leaves us with Aaron, Abraham, Eugene, and then fucking Glenn. I'm not saying it's not totally impossible that it could be Glenn. Could not be Glenn, because now before I would have said no, it's not going to be Glenn because they already did the jump the shark thing with him. Like they're not going to waste a death.
Yeah.
But now that it's not technically this season, I could totally see it more opened up as a possibility that now, since it'll be season 7, they could pull it again.
You'll get backlash though, and they obviously don't want that.
To me, they have to. It's like, man, there's no redemption here really. But if there's anything you could do, fucking kill Glenn.
And I think
if they don't kill Glenn, they're gonna kill Abraham or fucking Eugene, and that's not good enough.
And I think they'd be happier to listen to a backlash the entire rest of the season than it is the entire off season, because at least the entire rest of the season, people would be watching the rest of the episodes in that season, as opposed to now where if we were going to kill Glenn, kill him off, everybody's fucking pissed. Viewership drops like a goddamn rock. It would. Yeah, I mean, I was the overnights. It's a 13 to 14 share. You guarantee it's almost at least a 12 to 11 if Glenn's out of the picture.
I don't know. I just think that would have been a better move than what they did. I don't know. But I think now that technically there will be a bridge apart, there will be 6 months in between these seasons. Now it's kind of opened up the window. Hey, at that point, it's been a while since we pulled that Glenn bullshit. We can kill him now. And there's a lot of different people with their theories out there. Different websites are coming out with their theories. And they had an interesting one today from comicbook.com where they just showed the audio and they slowed down all the audio so you could hear when the bat's actually going down on the head, right? And we just see the blurriness. And they're slowing down all the audio from everybody screaming, and they were tagging everybody that was screaming, sort of process of elimination, and they were slowing down the audio and they were captioning it. Now, even they said, okay, you know what, maybe these captions aren't 100%, but this is what we think they are. And they sounded pretty legit. Obviously, you had fucking Rick. We know it's not Rick or Carl, but they did have Maggie screaming, Glenn, when after he got clocked in the head. And then you could hear Glenn start to say Maggie, but stop. Now, in the comics, I guess, that is Glenn's final words. He says Maggie and gets like halfway through her name and he's dead.
Bunch of goddamn nerds.
So I'm just saying that opened up the possibility, like, well, maybe it is fucking Glenn again. But like I said, who gives a shit anymore?
Who cares that much about this show to go through all that fucking trouble?
It was too much. To me, they teased you enough with Negan. The whole season, they were talking about this big bad, literally the whole season. And for him to show up in the very last season, that's enough. For them to tease with that, too, mismarketing bullshit with the death, that was a slap in the face.
So, obviously, by the
end... They deserve the drops they deserve. If they get any ratings drops, if this next premiere is like... I mean, honestly, I think it could still go either way, because the people will still watch. So, they fucking played them, and they'll be like, well, I still want to know. But if there's a big drop-off, I wouldn't blame it at all.
So after this last episode, that just guarantees there's going to be a 8th season of The Walking Dead.
Well, the thing is if they were going to have a last season, when do you think they would announce it? They would announce it ahead of time. They wouldn't wait till it premieres, say, hey, this is the last season. They usually come out and say, hey, we're signing on for one more season. That's going to be it, right? Don't they usually have they give you a bit?
I don't know.
It'll be within the next off season that they do. I know they're already up for season 7 and 8. I thought is what it was.
Dude, God dang it, man!
Well, good luck to you guys.
What's gonna happen? How do you drag on? How do you market a big bad like this? Are they gonna drag him? Don't drag him on for 2 seasons. Like, just let this next one be it. For God's sakes,
they can't in good conscience drag him for 2 seasons. Because, I mean, we already saw the governor stick around for a half season too long.
Aren't we at the point now? Aren't we like at a Game of Thrones situation where they've caught up with the comics now? Kind of like the book?
That's kind of what I was under the understanding of, is that they haven't gotten as far as Game of Thrones, where they've actually eclipsed the source material and are basically having to kind of make it up as they go along, but they're getting pretty close.
It'd be more refreshing if you didn't have these nerds online predicting everything. Because, if anything, the nerds kind of create the hype, right? They kind of start it, and then it kind of gets legs of its own. It'd be a lot better, man, if everybody wasn't throwing in what happens. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, the patience. It would be one thing if we were going to get the next episode next week. Okay, whatever. But dude, that was brutal and that was cruel. And they pulled this shit 3 different times in the season. Like I said, if they would have delivered on that last moment. Like I said, even if it was still first person, I can get behind that. And then the last shot of the whole scene was Glenn or whoever bludgeoned his face is fucked up. That would have been enough. To me, the episode would have been a solid episode. It really would have been. I would have given it a 9 at least, honestly.
For season finale?
Yeah, I would have. Like I said, me watching without commercials, I felt it was a little long, but I don't know. It kept my interest and the tension was good. It was whatever. I mean, I'm not even going to let the nitpickiness bother me about this one. But like I said, even if it was a 9, even if it was a 10, because of that bullshit they pulled at the end, to me, it's just inexcusable. I mean, honestly, I'm giving it a 0. I'm giving it a 0 because of that.
Woo!
I'm giving it a 0.
I'm giving it came around.
No, I mean, that's inexcusable. It was just absolutely a slap in the nuts. It was fucking horrible. It was horrible to the people that actually sit by and support the show. The people that you have. It was a fucking cash grab. It was dumb. Not to mention you have the cast as your fucking little fucking lurches going out in the press saying they're bullshit. They say every season finale, it's the best season finale ever.
Oh, the hype they had. The hype they had. Oh yeah, the hype they had on this one.
Oh, they all do it. Lauren Cohen said she threw up. It was so bad. Maybe what they saw, but it didn't make the final edit. I don't know.
Norman Reedus said he couldn't talk after watching it.
He says
so
it every fucking week.
But they really did it this one. They really did this. And Andrew Lincoln said, of course, he was one of the ones that was saying it was the worst, the best entrance by anybody in TV history.
What?
Yes. Listen, I'm saying, but the
knocking
whole thing,
on a fucking motorhome door and coming out with a bat.
Look, but the whole,
stupid.
But the whole. Yeah, Lauren Cohen throwing up, Norman Reedus' comments. People, after they read the scripts, and everybody was quiet and couldn't talk, like at the fucking craft table bullshit. Like it's that intense.
You must not remember the first couple seasons, because I mean that's.
Or apparently don't watch any other episodic TV show dramas for fuck's sake.
I'm just saying, like the cast. I mean, I get it. They're gonna support their products. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he was doing press for Batman and Robin, he wouldn't break character. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. He said Mr. Freeze made Terminator look like a babysitter. I get it. Wave your flag.
Anything
Be proud
turns to gold, though.
I'm just saying that, but like, man, did Scott? Maybe I get it. They're on the payroll. Maybe the producers are like, look, you guys are going. You guys need to say these things in the press. Maybe, but at the end of the day, the producers let you down. The writers let you down, and I get it. They're all answering back to the showrunner. I get it. I'm sure the writers are very talented. They're just answering to the big man. To me, it's a soul-sucking writing job. I've already said it before. If I had that job writing on that show, making bank, it'd be one of those things where I'm making so much money, but yet I feel like I've sold my soul because they keep telling me to write shit.
Was there anybody other than the actors defending this episode, like critics, like saying it was good?
there are some, but
I've seen a handful out there.
But this is the first time ever where the negative has outweighed the positive. When the Glenn thing happened, it was kind of divisive. I'd say split in the middle. Usually it was all mostly positive, and then we were the cynics, right? The few like us, and everybody hated us. Now this is the first time ever where I'd say it's at least 80-20.
Yeah,
90-10.
I'd say this is pretty much almost a unanimous backlash against this episode.
There's a few people that are like, oh, you guys. There's been a few where it's like, you guys don't understand how cliffhangers work, yada yada. But yeah, so it's at least 90-10, even 95-5. But it's just insane, man. And I hope. I don't know. I think I don't wish for the misfortune of anybody, but for fuck's sake, it's like the film industry when they come out with these rehash movies and these sequels and these remakes. it's like I get it. A lot of people were employed making that piece of shit movie. A lot of union people were employed making that movie, and I want those people to work. But at the same time, we can't let the fucking industry know that this is what we're going to accept. It's like that's why they keep pumping out this bullshit, because people people are hungry. Their standards have lowered, so they're going to go and see the third remake of Black fucking Christmas or whatever they're going to make, because they're going to get a return on it. But if people stop buying the product and buying into it, people will listen. They'll start accepting some original ideas, from these young screenwriters. We'll get another Tarantino. We need another Pulp Fiction, for God's sakes. We need that movie we get once.
Tarantino only has a few films left.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say, though? It seems like we need, at every 25 years, we need that fucking new filmmaker, that new product to shake up the game a little bit, because it's just, everything's getting stagnant. And The Walking Dead, they're falling for those fucking tropes. And I don't know.
Isn't that Zack Snyder?
What?
Isn't that new filmmaker Zack Snyder?
No, I hope not. But whatever. I mean, so I gave it a 0. I'm fucking fed up. I'm probably gonna. You're probably already gonna give it a 0, weren't you, River?
Oh yeah, I told you guys last night. I sent you. Well, maybe it was Pat. I am giving it a 0.
You motherfucker! You're still tagging me and shit. I told you, don't ruin it for me. And I was avoiding it like the plague. I saw you tagged me. I'm like, I'm not gonna open it. And I was staying off social media because I know you can't quite contain yourself, even though you promised me. So that's fine though.
I was very upset last night.
I know, dude. I was
still very upset.
But anyway, so I was avoiding it. But it's so funny because it still got spoiled for me. You know how? So I was staying off the internet and I was staying away from your fucking tags. But then I was going to do, we did a Retro Rampage podcast with me and Zach last night. And then Zach messages me late in the night, right as I'm about to start the episode finally. And he goes, "Did you see Rivers' comments?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. I'm avoiding it. He was looking at the post, and I was like, "Yeah, it's like he's pretty bad at spoiling shit. I don't want to spoil it. I'm about to watch it."
I didn't spoil anything.
But then he goes, "Oh, okay." He just says that he's officially done with the podcast. I'm like, "Motherfucker, you just spoiled it." I said without realizing you just spoiled it. You did, because I told him. I said, "Me and River agree we wouldn't do this podcast anymore if the Fade to Black thing happened," and you just fucking spoiled it. He's like, "Oh fuck, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Fuck you, Zach."
You can't get away from it.
You can't get away from it. He goes, "Okay, well, River said he's not doing the podcast anymore." That's the. I'm like, "Motherfucker!" Like, thank you. And I started the episode. I knew it was going to happen.
I told you I wouldn't spoil it for you.
So I know. Well, no, that would have been a spoiler. If I would have read you said that, I would have known that's what happened, because we agreed. We all came to the conclusion if they do that Fade to Black bullshit. So I knew what that meant. So when he said that, he didn't realize he was doing it. I get it, but he didn't realize we kind of. Fuck, dude. I was like, "Fuck you, Zach. Just stop talking to me for an hour. Give me an hour."
Well, I thought you already watched it at that point, because you said you were going to watch it like right after it aired. So
no, well, it usually takes it's usually up about an hour after, So yeah, no, I had it watched 2 hours after you guys finished. So, but yeah, anyway, whatever. It kind of got spoiled for me, but it didn't matter. I mean, I was gonna like it or I was gonna hate it. It was gonna happen or it wasn't. But yeah, I give it a 0. Pat, what do you give it so far?
Absolute 0. We got goose eggs all around. The Fade to Black is inexcusable. When I read that it was going to happen, I messaged you guys with it that was supposed the leak of the ending that came out, and I couldn't deal with it even in print. Where
you
I was
fucking nailed it, Pat.
I was so goddamn angry that was possibly how it was going to happen. And then as soon as they had everybody on their knees, I knew that's what was going to happen. I sat there for that entire sequence thinking that this is what's going to happen, and this is going to fucking piss me off like no other. And there it is, people.
They should have.
I don't understand why this is allowed to continue.
They should have really given people a twist, and should have had them all on their knees, and it should have been a Kevin Bacon sleepers moment where he force fed his cock into somebody, force fed his cock into Carl's mouth while it made Rick watch.
Oh, okay. I think we already kind of had on Carl almost getting raped.
Okay, so Carl already paid. Oh man, someone like as machismo as Abraham having to take a cock for everybody.
There you go.
Like that would have been
Abraham. No, I'd rather see Eugene squeal like a pig.
Well, we've already seen you.
Squeal like a pig.
Abraham would have bit his dick off. Abraham would have.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot.
Which would have been funny.
Eugene probably taught him that.
But yeah, 0s across the board. It's inexcusable. Like I said, it's all to me. That score is just because of that fucking bullshit move. And like I said, with the movies, with the industry of film, TV shows, people need to speak. Vote with your wallets, vote with your viewership per se. That hey, this is not what you like. When you keep watching bullshit, like The Walking Dead's capable of being a great show. We know this. But when they pull their shit and people keep turning in droves to watch the next one, they know they can get away with it. They know they can milk out a whole fucking season's worth of material, or 3 episodes worth of material in a whole season. So people need to sit there. They need the backlash. They need the ratings to drop. They need to. It's totally deserved. So Norman Reedus, go make your fucking motorcycle reality TV show. Just do that. You know what? I'll watch that over The Walking Dead. I'll watch some asshole ride around the country on a motorcycle talking about God knows what. I don't even know what he's doing. What is he stopping at barbecue shops? He's like Guy Fieri. Is it Man versus Food? I don't know what he's doing. It's just him on a motorcycle driving. I'll fucking watch wheat grow. I don't care.
God, AMC is really falling off.
When I was so mad last night, like I said, I had this other podcast scheduled right after I was done with that, and I told Zach, hey, man, I'll be on in 10 minutes after I finish this episode. And I was late. He messaged me 20 minutes later. Hey, where are you? I'm like, because I forgot. I was so pissed. I was literally in my living room staring at the fucking floor. And then when we started recording the first 20 minutes, I just bitched about this podcast. And I felt like I was doing the Walking Dead podcast last night.
It's funny because Chris Hardwick got me to watch his goddamn show for about 20 minutes until they had the hashtag, who is it? Hashtag, who is it? It's fucking awful.
I just wish, it was so bad to where even if I was Chris Hardwick and I was on AMC's fucking bankroll, I would have been like, okay, I got to drop the fucking charade, man. That was I got to drop
the first thing live, he just looks at Robert Kirkman like, you fucking kidding me, Kirkman? This
like
bullshit?
That, I can't even swallow this horse shit. I can't do this. But man, he makes enough money to put that smile on and kiss ass, man, because I just hate shows. They have their own biased media discussion program. Isn't that fucked up when you think about it? That's really fucked up.
Pretty much the news. That's everything on television, Aaron.
It's not like a it's not a real round table discussion where you have these different people coming from different sides. It's just, hey, let's just jerk off to The Walking Dead and let's say nothing. And I guarantee you, they're not allowed to say negative things. Oh, I guarantee you that's somewhere on the fine line where they get these guests to come in. Obviously, they're on the fucking show. Yeah. There's always somebody that's on the show. But even if they get your Carrie Underwoods or whoever, I get they're fans of the show, I'm sure they got to sign nothing negative or they edit that shit out. And that's fucking propaganda in my eyes. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Didn't they have like a talking comic book men after that? Like when that show was airing? Like they talked about that show and they talked
they had Talking Bad.
Talking Bad and Talking Better Call Saul and all that shit. That's ridiculous.
Whatever. We're giving this show more time than it deserves. I don't know. Is there anything we want to leave off with? Is there anything that's been unspoken?
Yeah, you guys will be back next season, but I won't. But
there ain't no guarantees of that. I'm fucking fed up with it.
Leave it in good hands.
I'd rather develop a different podcast. I'd rather do something else. I'm officially, my heart is squashed with it. I just don't. Like I said, they shot themselves in the foot because it went against everything they were trying to do, where I just don't give a shit anymore. I don't care. I don't care if it's Rick who got the bat. I don't give a shit.
And I'm probably going to watch it, but I'm not going to watch it until after it airs and it's on Netflix so I can just binge watch it. Because I'm not going to sit there week by week watching this garbage. It's just
I don't know. To me, it's one of the biggest letdowns in TV history. I never watched Lost. I remember when everybody was bitching about the finale of Lost. And it's so funny because I guess Lauren Cohan sort of indirectly spoiled it a week or two ago. And once again, I think it was comicbook.com that wrote an article about it a week or two ago where, hey, did she just spoil the ending of The Walking Dead? Because she was on the red carpet for, I think it was Batman v Superman or something. And they were asking her about the finale, and she straight up said it is one of the, talking about yada yada yada. It's one of the worst finales. It'll leave your gut. She said it's one of the biggest cliffhangers there is, and then she said, bar maybe The Sopranos. And then everybody's like, wait a second, we know how The Sopranos ended. Is she trying to say that it's going to fade to black? And so
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. I read the article, and so maybe that's where the rumor started. I have no idea, but yeah, so fuck those guys. I just think it's dumb, man. I'm not gonna pander to it. It's bad. I'm not gonna reward bad writing, bad fucking writing calls. Because right now we got business over art at this point, marketing over art, money over art. Fuck it. No, it's dumb. People will watch your show if it's good. Breaking Bad Breaking Bad did it right.
It's
where
probably the greatest show of all time.
look,
Is Breaking
Bad did it right to where you always wanted more. You were kind of like, it was that good cliffhanger. Like, I want another episode. I want to see where this is going. But you weren't pissed off at the show. They weren't like cruel to you, right? They always gave you some satisfaction. And they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. And they didn't need any gimmicks. Man. That show was so good that you just wanted to watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
And Walking Dead, they rely on these fucking gimmicks. I am surprised fucking Steve Urkel hasn't, popped through the front door. I'm surprised they haven't gotten that far. If it gets signed for a couple more seasons, we're going to see some guest stars. That's my prediction. If it goes into season 8 and 9, we're going to have like fucking, Adam Levine guest stars.
I want to see Terry Silver from Karate Kid 3.
Yeah, I know. I want to see the guy who played Schneider from Three Ninjas.
Oh, yeah.
Find them, or I'll try to deliver.
Newsflash, your side lost.
I love the Three Ninjas, or where he's holding up Grandpa. And he throws the fucking jelly beans in his mouth. Whatever, man. I don't give a shit. Let's do a Three Ninjas podcast for all
I'm
give
down.
a fuck.
Man, I love that.
Anyway, that's all we got. Leave us your feedback. I have a feeling for once in this entire run, we're gonna have people on our side. It feels good, and we hate to say we told you so, but I don't know. How does the Kool-Aid taste, everybody?
Yep.
Right? We knew it was coming. Maybe River was probably harsher than he should have been along the way, but you probably saw it way more in advance. But they got there. They certainly caught up with it. They caught up with Riverman Zeros.
Yes.
They eventually got to that point. So he was just getting prepped for it.
That's
but
right.
Let us know what you think. Website, YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. All that stuff. And just let us know what you think. I want to talk about it. I'll respond to everybody. I'm fucking all about it. So that's all I got, though. I'm Aaron.
Riverman.
Fat.
Good luck, everybody. We'll be back with something completely different. Bye.
Later.
Good night, Canada.